Hi everyone, welcome back to my Back to Basics Fun Fold series of cards. So I'm going back to basics with some fun ideas, but also they're basic blanks, which means you can go then and decorate them however you want. So I'm showing you the basics, you take it where you want. So I'm using Piece of Cake Masculine by Knitwit Collections today. So this is a digital kit, but you can use whatever papers you've got at home. We're just using up what we've got and making the most of what we have already to make some cards which have a little bit of interest but also fit into a C6 envelope. So that's all I'm doing is different blanks, but they all fit into the same envelope. So whatever cardstock you've got, you just buy a batch of the envelopes, you can fit them in. So today we're going to be making a double Z fold card. So I've made some larger versions of these on my channel before, but this is how we're going to make it to fit into a C6 envelope. So my A4 cardstock is 8 1/4 already. I'm going to keep that length and I'm going to cut one piece at 4 inches. So it's 8 1/4 by 4 and one at 1 3/4. So it might be easier if I just take off. So that is now 7 1/2. So 6 1/2 is 1 inches. 1, 2, 3. So 5 3/4. Now this bit is my 1 3/4 inches. So that's my card base pieces done. And on both of these now, I'm going to put the 8 1/4 on the top of my scoreboard. And I'm going to score them at 1 1/4 and 2 1/2. So again, 1 1/4 and 2 1/2. So what we're going to do here, we're going to do the first score as a mountain and the bottom one a valley. So we get that Z shape. So let me just take my bone folder and just burnish it gently. It doesn't have to be too harsh. And then this one, we're going to turn around. So my score line's now off to my right. I'm going to go mountain, so up, and valley down. Just burnish them. There we go. And you'll see now, because we've used the same measurements, they have the same dimension up and down, so they will fit together, marry perfectly like so. Right. So before you assemble it though, you do need to decorate it. And as with all the other cards in this series so far, my rule of thumb is going to apply whatever I'm covering, whichever piece it is, I'm going to make it 1/4 inch smaller. So my piece of cardstock here that I'm covering is 5 3/4 by 4, which means this now is going to be 5 1/2 wide and 3 3/4 tall. So let's just, and with this is, you can see a lot of my cutting is just straight lines. So if you were using your paper pads, your Graphic 45 for instance, or your hunky-dory kits, you would be able to just use your trimmer and cut these in no time. But because I've prepared these digitally, I'm going to just have to fussy cut them. And as in the other videos, I haven't prepped these at all. We are making them from scratch, so you can follow every little piece in real time, which I think with the Back to Basics series is quite important. Now, I'm not the straightest or the best at fussy cutting. So once I've done this, I have a lovely little trick. I'm going to take some black soot because I got black cardstock. If I take black ink, any white pieces like in the corner here, I can just make disappear. We have a nice big airplane going overhead right now. I live near an airport, a sort of small rural airport, which uses the base as an army training base, so that we often get these nice loud aeroplanes overhead. There we go. Okay, so this piece of cake paper has all these wonderful little hexagons, sorry. I think masking cards with geometric patterns really do work. So I'm going to be covering this. And taking my bone folder, I'm just smoothing out that to get it nice and flat, but also spreads the glue underneath as well. And we now have some more of these small strips. So my scoring lines were 1 1/4. So these strips are 1 inches wide by 3 3/4 tall. So that's the one that's going to go. You're going to see the most. And then this one, I'm just going to flip it around rather than having them exactly the same. There we go. So that's the base one done. And then you've got this strap. Now, if you wanted to make this taller or slimmer, go for it. So the height of this doesn't matter, but the length does. And where you put your score lines do matter, because that is what makes it fit with the base. So I then went with this one. I chose a different contrasting paper. You see, I've got quite a bit of white showing this time. So that's where my black soot is going to come in very handy, because it will hopefully disappear. So keep those. Everything else needs to go. And the last one. Okay. So this time now, make sure it has that long piece upright. This is the one we're decorating now. This is the side. So we're going to just put the 2 small bits on. So again, these are 1 inches wide, and the strap was 1 3/4, so they're 1 1/2 inches tall. Again, I'll put the measurements in the description below for the card base, so you don't have to rewind all the time. So around the edge, and a wiggle down the middle, and stick it down. There's my bone folder. And that is your strap done. So that's all you got to do then is decide you can have it down at the bottom, and that gives you a really nice sturdy base, or you can have it anywhere in between. So I'm going to go not in the middle, just down a little bit, I think. So I'm going to flip it over and line it up. Now I'm going to put my glue, this first score line, off to the left. I don't want to come any further across, otherwise I'm going to glue my card shut. And I'm going to glue that last little panel here. So I've got a score line here, off to the right. And now I'm just going to glue it into place. There we go. And then when you fold it into your envelope, because it's a bit too long now, it just goes like that. So you see, it's really nice and easy, but a really nice, different look to your card. And then you can decorate it as much as you want. The only thing I would remind you is you can go above this strap, you can go below, but don't go off the sides, because otherwise it's not going to fit in your envelope anymore. So by doing that, you know your workspace. So if you've got flowers and stuff, you can tuck them behind toppers and stuff, but just don't go over the edge. So for this one, I've just got a nice basic rectangle. Oh, but this bow is going to stick out. So keeping it nice and easy for this one. And let's find some scrap black cardstock from some, yeah, oh look, this might actually be fitting already. So I just want it to be a little bit bigger than my topper. And because I've got this little bow sticking out, because I don't want to be able to see how, so this was 2 1/4 by 3 3/8. It doesn't matter what size it is, just find a piece of cardstock. And because I've got this sticky out bit, what I'm going to do, I'm going to line the other 3 edges to the edge of my cardstock, and then I've only got one to have to cut. So if I stick that down there, that's all I got to do now is by hand just, now I honestly, you're probably not going to believe me, but this cardstock was literally one of the scraps from one of the earlier cards. I hadn't measured it to anything. It was just sheer luck that time. And I can place that there, I can place it there, I can place it here, wherever I want, as long as I don't go off the edge in any direction. So let's have a look. If it's going to be up, I think I'm going to place it there. So I'm going to go in anywhere below that line. So when I close it, it's going to still fit in. And because I glued below that score line, it's not going to close itself shut either. And I can add some more. I can add, actually I'm going to have one of these bright blue presents. Now, if I was to glue it flat, I wouldn't need to back it, but because it's going to be in this mid-air, I'm going to back it onto some black cardstock. Is this scrap going to be enough? Yes, it is. So around the edge and wiggle down the middle and onto here. And then just fussy cut. Take your time, don't rush it like I am. Nobody's watching you and thinking this is like paint dry. So let's get it nice and quick. There we go. So I can now glue the top of this and have it so that it floats. I can put it here. I can put it there. I can use 3D foam if I wanted to. I'm going to put some L-shaped glue. So I can bring it right down to give it some extra support. Or I can take it up to add some more interest. There we go. And I can keep going. I can add all the rest of these lovely presents going across. I've also got another one of these, so I could cut out that bow and 3D foam that. But as I said, it's up to you now how basic you want to keep it or how detailed you want to go. But that is the basis of our double Z fold card. As I said, I've done this in the past, but much bigger. This is now my C6 version, so it fits into a standard envelope. I hope you enjoyed this video. As I say, not going to take you long to make, so please make a version and share with me in my Facebook group called Paper Crafting with Paul. There's a few members in there by now, so you can get some more inspiration by joining. There is a link in the description below. I'll also link to the paper kit I used, which is Piece of Cake Masculine by Knitwood Collection, if you wanted to make one using the same papers that I've used. There's also a feminine version of it as well. Of course, it's called Piece of Cake Feminine. So there we go. I'm going to add a few more little bits to this one off camera. Hope you enjoyed, and if you have, comment in the descriptions below and give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, click subscribe, because there are a few more of these nice, simple, back to basic fun folds coming up. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again soon.